welcome to Sweet Bailey Acres. The chicks are in. Hey everyone, welcome to Sweet Bailey Acres. So glad you're joining me today. I'm super excited because we got our chicks in today. And I want to go through how to set up an area for your chicks as they begin to grow. And so, and the cat's back. Hi, Stinky. I want to show you today how to get everything set up and ready and going for your chicks. That way they have a good chance of survival and can grow really strong. So the chicks that we ordered are called Cornish cross chickens, and they grow super fast and are meant for meat. And if there you can hear the crickets in the background, I'm really sorry. There must be a lot of them in here right now. But anyways, I wanted to talk to you about the Cornish crosses. So they are a mixture of the commercial Cornish chicken with a white rock chicken. Stinky, you're gonna have to get going. You can't scratch me. I know you like being on the videos, but you gotta get going. All right, bud. Okay, so what you do is you raise these chickens to be about 8 to 10 weeks old, and you butcher them because they grow so fast that it's not good for their legs. They don't really hold their weight very well, so you really need to butcher them at 8 to 10 weeks. So what we did was this time, I've never done this before where I have ordered our chicks online, but this time we did because the Cornish crosses have been kind of hard to find in our area at the local feed stores. So I went ahead and ordered some from, let's see, I ordered them from, I believe, Meyer Hatchery. Yeah, Meyer Hatchery. So, and I ordered 25 of them, and they come in a box that looks like this. And what they do is they deliver it to the local post office. And the local post office, I let them know I was going to be having some live chicks coming. And they called me this morning and said they were ready to be picked up. So I went right over there and got them and thought, how great is this? We can just walk through this together. Cornish crosses usually grow to be about 7 to 9 pounds, depending on if it's a hen or a rooster. Meyer Hatchery recommends that you use a 20% starter feed for the chicks for the first few weeks, for the first 6 weeks. And then you move into a lower protein food for the last 3 weeks. And they grow really fast. So after the first week, they actually recommend that you give them food for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, because they grow so fast. And you really don't need the extra food. I do know some people who have given them food for the full 24 hours where they can just eat as much as they want whenever they want. And it really didn't make a difference on the weight. So you can save money in your feed if you do the 12 on, 12 off, and it doesn't make a difference in their weight. It's a win-win. So let's go ahead and try and talk about what we need for the chicks. Right now I took some of the just wood shavings. And if you buy them, tip for y'all, if you buy them in the horse section at your feed store in the bigger bag, it's so much cheaper than if you buy them in the chicken section. So buy them in the horse section. All right, and so I just put that in the bottom of the trough. So we keep them in the trough, and it's inside and in our garage actually. So that way we can keep a contained area. We don't have to worry about animals getting to them. We don't have to worry about the elements getting to them, whether it be the rain or them getting too cold. I can keep the light on them to help keep them warm. What else? Let's see. I also, so I put the shavings in, and then you also want a feeder and a water. So the water, I just have this bucket here filled up with water. And when it comes to new chicks, they're susceptible to things. And so you really want to give them the biggest boost of immunity that you can. And so what I do is I will add a couple tablespoons of natural apple cider vinegar to the water. And it also helps them with getting what's called pasty butt. It's where basically when they poop, it becomes kind of pasty and it gets stuck to their butt, and then it makes it hard for them to continue to poop, or it gets stuck in their feathers and it can attract bugs and just other things that could go wrong with your chicks. So I always add a little bit of natural apple cider vinegar. And you know it's natural apple cider vinegar because it will have stuff in the bottom that you gotta shake up. If it doesn't have the stuff in the bottom, it probably isn't the natural apple cider vinegar. And then this one just says organic apple cider vinegar, raw, unfiltered. Okay. So I'm just going to take this cap off here. I'm just going to put in a little bit. So we got the apple cider vinegar in. Now what we want to do is just go ahead and twist this lid on. This is just a regular poultry water that is nice and clean. And actually this one's brand new for our chicks. The other one I had were smaller, so I wanted a little bit bigger one for them. And you just twist it over and you'll see the water starts to come out, and I just pick a spot to put it in there for them. And the water I will leave in all the time. We won't remove the water because we want to make sure they stay hydrated. And then for the food, I just went up to my local feed store and bought a big bag of feed. And the bags of feed usually range anywhere from $12 to $16. I think this one was $15. The feed that I have for them is just a 20% starter feed, 20% protein. It's granules for chicks. So we're just going to fill this container up with it, and you can see that the bottom, the base, has a bunch of holes in it for the chickens to pack in the food to fall down as they're eating it. And I will probably put a couple of these in because we do have 25 chicks, and so then that way they have plenty of food. And I always go through and fill the bottom first, just to make sure, because once you put this top on, all that food will fall down in there, and then you'll have like a bottle that's still only got like a fourth or a third of the feed in it, and you have plenty of room for more. Less time to have to come down and refill it. And that just twists on. Sometimes I use a mason jar, a quart-sized mason jar on top of this because it actually fits around the outside if I don't have the plastic containers. But you can use either one. I like both. So Meyer Hatchery, in the info that they have online for the Cornish cross chickens, they actually recommend that you use the 20% starter feed, growing feed of 20% protein for the first week. And then, and you want to keep it with them all the time. And then after the first week, you actually get rid of it for 12 hours at a time. So you do 12 hours of feed on, 12 hours of feed off. That way, they don't get lung and leg issues from growing way too fast too quickly, because they do grow super fast. And so you want to make sure that, yes, they're growing fast, but they're not growing so fast that literally their legs will not hold them whatsoever. And you don't want them to die from lung issues. They also recommend that 20% feed be medicated. I just don't start our chickens on medicated food. I don't ever give our chickens medicated food. I start off with the apple cider vinegar to give them that boost. I really don't want them having medications in our food. I know that they tell you the last 3 weeks before you butcher them, you go to an non-medicated food. I'm guessing to get all that out of their system, but I just start off with the regular non-medicated, And that also allows me to get one bag of feed instead of getting multiple bags of feed. So it also saves you a little bit of money. And knock on wood, I'll knock on metal instead, I have not lost any chicks. This entire time that we've had chickens, we've only lost one chicken. And it was because it was a really, really hard rain and it came down the hill and that chicken got caught in the water that was rushing down the hill. And it was a young chicken, probably about, I don't know, 3 months old. So that was the only chicken we have ever lost. So I don't use medicated feed. It's up to you. Like I said, they do recommend that you use medicated, but I don't use medicated. I actually have a growth chart here that Meyer Hatchery puts out that is for the chickens and how quickly they grow. So at 1 week, they're not even a pound. At 2 weeks, they're not quite a pound. 3 weeks, they're 1.5 pounds. 4 weeks, 2.5 pounds. 5 weeks, 3.5 pounds. 6 weeks, 4.5 pounds. 7 weeks, 5.5 pounds. And 8 weeks, 6.5 pounds. Almost 7 pounds. So you could butcher them as early as 7 weeks if you wanted to have like a 5-pound chicken. If you want bigger, obviously let them grow a little bit more, but I would not let them grow beyond 10 weeks. I think typical is kind of 7 to 9. So these are the jumbo white Cornish crosses. Let's go ahead and get them out. We've never had the jumbo Cornish crosses. We've always just raised chickens, whether it be the Barred Rocks, the Wyandottes, Rhode Island Reds, and also Buff Orpingtons. And then this year we got a Leghorn one, and let me tell you, that sucker lays eggs really, really good. But what we've done is we just rotate our chickens, so every year to every 2 years, we get rid of the ones that we're laying and we butcher them, and then we always get new ones each year. So that way they keep the egg production going nice and strong, and then we can have the meat for the older ones. So this will be the first time that I have actually purchased the Cornish crosses to butcher so quickly and have such young tender meat. So I can't wait. All right. Like I said, we're going to be butchering some of the older chickens soon because in the 2 different coops that we have, we want to move our younger chickens over to the bigger coop, and we want to put these ones in the smaller coop. And so I don't want to move those younger chickens over with the big chickens until I want to make sure we've butchered them before we move them into the big coop. So look for a video for that because we're going to be doing butchering, and then I also want to do some canning and freezing of our chickens. You guys, these are like the perfect Easter chicken. They're so cute. They're yellow. I had one that when I had my finger in the car next to it, and it was pecking at my finger. Oh my goodness. Look how cute they are. Okay, I'm going to have to actually walk over so you can get a closer look. So they're pretty small. These are day-old chickens. There you can see. They're day-old chickens. And, oh, I just can't wait to watch them grow and see how quickly they grow. It was funny too. In the car, I had some music on. As soon as I heard the music, they all immediately quieted down. Okay, so I'm just going to put them in here one at a time. I don't do a bowl of water for chicken or chicks because I don't want any of them to drown in a bowl of water. So I always use the water. They're getting louder. So let's see. That's 4. Supposed to have 25. 5. 6. 7. It's going to be some good eating this winter. 8. 9. 10. I noticed as I'm pulling these out, guys, they're already more laid back than a lot of the other chicks that we've had. So that's definitely a difference already. You can notice that they're a lot more laid back. Okay, so we've done 10. There's 2 more. 11, 12. 13. These guys are all huddled up on the other side. I wonder if they're a little cold. I think they're cold. So we'll get a light on them. 14. Whoop, here, we'll do 15. 16. It looks like Easter around here. They're all so cute running around. 17. I can't wait for my kiddo to see these when she gets home from school. 19. 20. 21. 22. 23. 24. Okay, good. I was told, or I had read that a lot of times the hatcheries will put in a couple of extra ones just in case some don't make the delivery. So we actually have 2 extra here, and all of them are alive. So bonus, yay! Hopefully we can keep them all alive too. That's the goal. But we'll have 2 extra chickens, so there's 27 here. I'm super excited. Yay! And they're all alive and doing good. Looks like Meyer Hatchery also provides, it's a powder substance. It says take 2 tablespoons and put in their water. I think this just helps to kind of give them a boost when they're drinking, especially after their travels. I did do the apple cider vinegar. I might go back and forth between the 2. So I'm going to go ahead and do the apple cider vinegar first, and then maybe I'll use some of this. It just says super hydrating gel plus nutrients for the chicks. Because I don't know if there's medication in it, so I need to ask them because I want to make sure that, like I said, our chicks don't get any medication. But guys, they're super cute. You see them running around, the little yellow ones. All right. So then what I do next is I set them up with a light. I just usually hang it right here. I'm going to go ahead and get that going because they do look like they've been a little cold. Oh yeah, they're coming over to the light. So you can put it down lower. It's not going to hurt them. I mean, you don't want to get it too low, but I do put it down lower. If they are cold, they will come over to the light, and they have plenty of room on the other side. They're not going to get too hot. So I'm not worried about them getting too hot, because if they don't want to be underneath the light, they can always go to the other side. Okay, then last step, what I do is I put, I just have a cover here of chicken wire, and I put it over the top, as well as put some wood across the top of it to keep it down and keep it from popping up. And that way it helps to keep our chickens safe, not only from, usually our other chickens like to try and jump out, but not only from that, because I don't see these guys doing that, but also to help keep them safe from when we have the garage door open and the cats want to come in. We just want to make sure we keep them as safe as possible in here. So I hope you guys really like our chicks. I can't wait to give you updates on how they're growing, and as well as the butchering process. So if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And thank you for joining me at Sweet Bailey Acres. I'm really happy to have you here. We just ask that you please share and hit subscribe. Subscribe to our videos. It's the quickest way to get our videos fast. And then share with all your friends and family, because that really helps us when you share. And we just thank you, and we just ask that you have a blessed day.